Happy National Cherry Tart Day! Can you guys believe how fast it came? Last year I thought, gosh, 365 more days until National Cherry Tart Day. I can hardly wait, and look, here we are, and here it is. And I couldn't let the day go by without sharing a cherry tart recipe. Now, I'm not a huge fan of cooked cherry or cherry pies or cherry flavored Jolly Ranchers. I do like cherry flavored Jolly Ranchers. But I decided for National Cherry Tart Day, I would learn how to make a National Cherry Tart. When I went to find a recipe for National Cherry Tart Day, I got a little carried away because I also found recipes for the cherry turnovers, and those looked a lot more tasty to me. And then I saw cherry hand pies in the shape of hearts. So I thought, well, heck, for National Cherry Tart Day, let's make all three. I have all the time in the world for that. So the first recipe I tackled was the mini sweet cherry tarts that I found on culinary.net. You had to make a crust by mixing together flour, salt, sugar, canola oil, and milk. Then you had to turn that crust into tiny balls and flatten them and put them into a mini muffin pan. Next was a cream cheese layer. We had to mix together cream cheese, sugar, and an egg, and then add a layer of that on top of our little mini muffins. Last of all came the cherry topping. You take a cup of canned sweet cherries, a half cup of cherry juice, and a 1/4 cup of sugar, and you put it in a pot. Then you make that pot boil, and then you add a mixture of cornstarch and water. Let it thicken and top your sweet cherry tarts with another layer of the actual sweet cherry. At that point, you stick it in the oven and you bake it at 350 degrees for like 20 minutes. Now you'll notice I still have this pot of leftover sweet cherry mixture. It comes in real handy for our next recipe. I found this recipe on lemonsugar.com. She actually just uses refrigerated crescent roll dough. Slap some of your cherry mixture into the crescent rolls, roll them up. It's not clean, it's a little bit sloppy, but it's gonna taste delicious. Stick those in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes, and while they're cooking, you're gonna put together a quick little glaze. I know, the second I said that, we're like, what, a glaze? We don't do glazes. Today, for National Cherry Tart Day, we're doing a glaze. To make the glaze, you just mix together sugar, heavy cream, and vanilla. When those turnovers are done, you're just gonna drip them all over the top, and they're gonna look, you know, it's gonna take a regular recipe and it's gonna make it fancy. That's what we're doing with the glaze. And the last recipe I just couldn't resist because it's so cute and was the easiest of the three to do. I found this one on thesweetestoccasion.com. They are cherry jam heart pie pops. Pre-made pie crust, unroll them, do your heart cutouts. You're gonna run an egg and water mixture along the rim of your hearts because that's what's gonna keep them stuck together. Plop a spoonful of cherry jam in the middle, top it with the other side of the heart, and then use a fork to press those together. Stick those in the oven for 20 minutes, and what you have is a cherry tart turnover handheld pie feast. It's so good. This is dangerous. This is danger, red zone, danger territory. For someone who doesn't like cooked cherry things, I think I've changed my mind because I like all of these. Wonderful. And don't get me started on these handheld pies. These were the easiest to make and probably my favorite of the three. Just get a load of that. National Cherry Tart Day. I'm a fan. It's official. Go make yourself something cherry-ish. You owe it to the country, really. It's National Cherry Tart Day after all. See you in 365 days. I can't wait for next year. Oh, spit it out, cat.